Greetings. Greetings and welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. What's going on, guys? Welcome. I just got majorly slobbered on by my dog. That's what happens when you have dogs. What's up, people on Rockfin? We've got people watching. Let's hang out on Rockfin, ROKFIN.com. And they are really stepping up the game on Rockfin. I'm liking it a lot. I'm loving this early chat feature, the early stream setup feature. Just makes my life a lot easier. What's up? Lots of people in the chats on YouTube. Greetings. Greetings. Duncan McCown, how you doing? Irk1. Oh, we are so fucked. Scott Andrews, Nazmanabs, Papa Davis. Hello. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Good to see y'all. Give the stream a like. I'm just laughing at my the number of viewers on YouTube seems to be going down instead of up. It's usually like, as soon as I start the stream, it goes up, jumps up significantly. But, you know, YouTube is being YouTube, whatever. Or maybe everyone's going to get Rockfin. I don't know. I have 9 people watching on Rockfin. Let's get more people on Rockfin. You're good. Nasmanabs, you're good. That was only just a brief excursion. You know, I like to talk about things that are important sometimes that, you know, aren't climate change, but climate change is really important. So, 50 Fahrenheit in the NorCal foothills, crispy. Yeah, it's an interesting, Southern California is actually really nice. There's a wind going. And I imagine it's the outer wind, the outer bands of the front that is, you know, the huge polar vortex drop that is happening in the United States. So we're kind of on the outskirts of that. So we have a lot of wind. It's been very windy for the last maybe 12 hours. But it's not cold. It's actually balmy. It's like 70 degrees. Feels good. I'm in my t-shirt. Sun's out. Hate to gloat, all you guys. Yes, it's very warm, Rich Diana. Hate to gloat, but I know a lot of people are really experiencing some cold. But it's kind of nice here. It's kind of nice. Let's see if I can refresh my stream. The stream seems to be funny. The only thing about Rockfin is the stream still seems to be weird. But that's more a product of the fact that I'm running many streams at the same time. I think that's my fault. But you know, I apologize in advance for the choppiness, guys. I apologize. It is what it is. I have to do my broadcast in the garage. Just because there's, you know, generally people in the house. And so, you know, I think it would be pretty disturbing to have me just droning on for like an hour. And also, if I'm in the house, the more likely I am to be disturbed, right? So if I'm in the house, people are going to be like talking to me. Hey, what's going, you know, I need something. Like, so if I'm in the garage, there's way less chance of somebody going, hey. Five-degree wind chill. Ooh. Oh. Ooh wee. Yes, so cold in Houston, Texas, we have freeze warning. Yes, I saw that. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. But right now, yeah, I'm enjoying this weird kind of strange. It's almost like tropical. There's like wind and it's kind of warm and it's like weird, slightly tropical weather. So I'm going to enjoy that. 3 degrees in Chi-Town. Ooh. I have been in Chicago when it was like 5 degrees. I've been there in 5-degree weather. Yeah, I know everything about that. Yeah, not comfortable. But greetings, everybody on Rockfin, Urban Hermit, Poppy Davis, Snake 1974, Catmandu, Osama number 5, Ken Greenfield, William Moy. You guys are living on the edge, the new edge. You guys are living on the new edge of social media on Rockfin. All right, so yeah, so what is happening is a serious trough going on. Massive jet stream trough and winter advisories everywhere. And, you know, I'm sure everybody many people are aware of this. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. We did cover it yesterday. But look at these temperatures in South Texas. Youch. I've been in Texas when it's cold, but never that cold. I've never seen 7 degrees in Texas. That is cold. And look at these from Kansas. These are overnight cold. This was last night and tonight in Kansas. Kansas, Colorado, Oklahoma area. Oh my God. -30, -20, you know, just all over. It's going to be frozen pipes from Texas across to Arkansas from this extreme cold. Many homes don't have proper insulation for this kind of chilly weather. And also, because it's so cold, the energy usage is spiking. This is an interesting tweet here from Javier Blas. Texas utilities are asking citizens to conserve electricity if possible, as ERCOT prices surge across the board above $5,000 per megawatt and hit the $9,000 cap in many nodes. So you can see the energy suckage going on in Texas. Yeah, cold weather and humans trying to brace themselves for cold weather is not good for climate change and not good for the environment. Emergency declaration, excuse me, I'm sorry. And, you know, obviously lots of pileups and people just can't figure out what's going on when it's cold. And here is, this is Monday. Lows. It looks like it's going to get kind of cold here, I guess. I mean, I don't know, 50, it's been 50 degrees, you know, high 40s, low 50s here for weeks. And that, you know, that's not really all that cold to me. If it's touching 50, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's when it gets down in like low 40s and 30s, it starts getting a little chilly. But look at that. -15, -13, -3, -20, -33. Up here in Chicago, -1, -12, -1 to -12. Golly. Yeah, that is. And again, the reason why, you know, we all know why this is happening. This is a climate change situation, and we're going to look at that a little bit. Raza says the Arctic is merely relocated south. Yeah. It's supposed to be colder on Monday night, Scott Andrews. Yeah, I guess, you know, now's a good time to be invested in some energy stocks, right? If you had some energy stocks, they'd probably be going up. Marie Telez, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it is super cold. My heart goes out to the homeless in that kind of weather. Really, anybody who is homeless, anybody who is working with homeless or with shelters, I hope that they are on it, because that is something that people cannot survive. But let's get into this Arctic news blog I wanted to cover. This is from 2 days ago. Extreme rate of global warming, IPCC oversights of future climate trends. The IPCC reports and comprehensive summaries of the peer-reviewed literature raise questions regarding the assumptions inherent in computer modeling. Assumptions inherent in computer modeling, I really like that phrase, of future climate changes, including the supposed linearity of future global temperature trends. See Figure 1. This looks like IPCC forecasts. I mean, it's all bad, you know. This is just all bad. None of these scenarios are any good. But RCP 2.6 all the way up through RCP 8.5, excuse me, and we are on a trajectory that's actually above 8.5. There's a little drop here, but we're going to say that's because of coronavirus. Computer modeling does not necessarily capture the sensitivity, complexity, and feedbacks of the atmosphere, ocean, land system. Right. As observed from paleoclimate studies. Right. Underlying published IPCC computer models appear to be an assumption of mostly gradual or linear responses. That's why they like those computer models, because they're like, you know, they can kind of tweak them any way that they want to, in order to, you know, give people the impression that, you know, we have time, or, you know, maybe we have more time, or we have time, or maybe it's not so bad. Computer modeling is not real life. It's just not real life. You know, it's a way to kind of try to understand what, you know, real physical processes are going to be, but it's just not, you know, there are limits. And, you know, of course, data in, you know, bad data out, or bad programming in, bad data out, bad program out. Anyways. Underlying published IPCC computer models appears to be an assumption of mostly gradual and linear responses. This overlooks self-amplifying effects and transient reversals associated with melting of the ice sheets. Leading paleoclimate scientists have issued warnings regarding the high sensitivity of the atmosphere in response to extreme forcing, such as near doubling of greenhouse gas concentrations, according to Wallace Brecker. The paleoclimate record shouts out to us that far from being self-stabilizing, the Earth's climate system is an ornery beast, which overreacts to even small nudges, and humans have already given the climate a substantial nudge. As stated by James Zakos, the Paleocene hot spell should serve as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of climate. Holocene examples are abrupt stadial cooling events which followed peak warming episodes, which trigger a flow of large volumes of ice melt water into the oceans, inducing stadial events. Stadial events can occur within very short time as are the younger Dryas stadial, and the 8.2, I don't know what KYR stands for, Laurentian cooling episode. Abrupt warming happening in the space of 1 year or 2 years. I guess according to this, note the abrupt freeze and thaw boundaries of -3 and or of 3 years and 1 year. Comparisons with paleoclimate warming rates follow. The CO2 rise interval for the KT impact is estimated to range from instantaneous to a few 10 cubed years, or a few 10 years, or near instantaneous. An approximate CO2 growth range of 0.114 parts per million a year applies to the Paleocene EOC thermal maximum. And 0.0116 parts per million a year to the last glacial term, and that's not a lot, during the 17 to 11, is that 1,000 years ago? KYR, I guess, is 1,000 years, I'm guessing. Anybody help me? Hit me. I'm guessing that's what it is. Kilo years. Got it. That's, I guessed correctly. I win the prize. Okay. Or I just guessed correctly. But thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you for the help. San Antonio is nice. They care about the homeless. Nice. They rented a hotel for the homeless. Excellent. Very good to know. All right, let's go back to it. Thus, the current warming rate of 2 to 3 parts per million a year is about, or more, than 200 times the LGT rate, and 20 to 30 times faster than the Paleocene Eocene thermal maximum. Oh, I was going to say those, the rates of increase in parts per million were not a lot compared to what we're doing. Not a lot. We're going much faster. Therefore, the term climate change for the extreme warming reaching 1.5 C over the continents and more than 3 C over the Arctic over a period of less than 100 years requires reconsideration. However, comparisons between the PETM and current global warming may be misleading, since by distinction from the current existence of large ice sheets on Earth, no ice was present. No ice was present about 55 million years ago. Observed climate complexities leading to the disturbance of linear temperature variations include the weakening of climate zone boundaries. That is what is happening right now. Every winter, we are having this happening. The jet stream is weak. The troughs get lower. The cold air moves south. Where's this global warming at? It's still cold. A weakening of climate zone boundaries, such as the circumarctic jet stream, allowing cold air and water masses to shift from polar to mid-latitude zones and tropical air masses to penetrate polar zones. induce collisions between air masses of contrasted temperatures and storminess, with major effects on continental margins and island chains. 2, amplifying feedbacks, including release of carbon from warming oceans due to reduced CO2 solubility and therefore reduced intake from the atmosphere, release of methane from permafrost and from marine sediments, desiccated vegetation and extensive bushfires, release of CO2. 3, the flow of cold ice meltwater into the oceans from melting ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica, ensuing and stadial cooling effects such as the Younger Dryas and following peak interglacial phases during the last 800,000 years. This is what it should look like. This is what it looks like now and has looked like for a few years now, with continuing weirdness. He's not in this graph though. It's not showing the warm air getting all the way up here. In the shorter term, such international targets as zero emissions by 2050 apparently do not include the export, and this is a great paragraph here, the export of petroleum, coal, and gas, thus allowing nations to circumvent domestic emission limits. So this is called creative accounting. Australia, the 5th biggest miner and 3rd biggest exporter of fossil fuels, is responsible for about 5% of global greenhouse gas emissions. At present, the total CO2, CH4, and N2O level mixing ratio, or CO2 equivalent, is near 500 parts per million. From the current atmospheric CO2 level of above 415 parts per million at the rise rate of 2 to 3 parts per million a year, by 2050 the global CO2 level would reach global CO2 level, and yeah, when we're on that. I mean, definitely by 2050 we'll reach 500 parts per million, and the CO2 equivalent near 600 parts per million, raising mean temperatures to near 2°C, above pre-industrial level, enhancing further breakdown of the large ice sheets and further rise of sea levels. And this is the line that we are on. Already on CO2 equivalents and CO2 alone. That's where we're at, guys. It's not good. It is not good. Mean temperatures. They are. Why you got to be so mean? These temperatures are violent. And they are. And they are. What's up, Rockfin? How you doing? To my good people on Rockfin. Thanks for hanging out with me on Rockfin. Possibly 3 degrees tomorrow, or 3 inches tomorrow, or are you saying snow? Oh, snow. 3 inches of snow in San Antonio? Oh, yeah. Are you still in San Antonio, Poppy Davis? I thought you were moving. I didn't know whether you already moved or not. No, Duncan McCown is not pretty. Creative Experiments says Americans don't care about Medicare for all. They want weed and driving in the snow while getting COVID. Okay. TCR, I love hearing the MSM News channels discuss how to drive safely in the winter. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I actually kind of think I think it's fun driving in the snow. As long as there isn't anybody else around. If there's other people around, it's not so much fun because people really don't know how to drive in the snow. In California, they just shut the highways down, like because people are just so dumb. Like if it snows, they're just like, no, just no. You're not coming in. You're not coming through because we know you fools are going straight off the side of the road. Pew! I'm sorry, Irk1. I'm sorry. It's wrong. I am wrong. Okay, last thing I want to hit, and this is really aggravating, disturbing, frightening, angering. Environmental activist Disha Ravi has been remanded to Delhi police's custody. So, let's read the story, but the police have alleged Ravi had a role in editing a toolkit aimed at helping farmers in their ongoing protests against the Indian government. Okay, so we covered the farm strike in India, and so there was a toolkit that was being posted on Twitter and other places intended to help the farmers in their protest. And Greta Thunberg tweeted this toolkit out, and they were really mad that she tweeted this out because because they're the government, and how dare you help people's protests against the government? How dare you, help people trying to ask the government to do things for them? And I think they issued like an arrest warrant for Greta Thunberg because of her tweeting of this toolkit. Anyways, I guess this environmental activist Disha Ravi also was somehow involved with this toolkit or the editing or making or something. 21-year-old Disha Ravi has been sent to 5-day police custody. Visuals of her after she was brought to Delhi. She was arrested from Bengaluru in connection with the Greta Thunberg toolkit case. Wow. So, government's doing fascist actions, restricting people's right to speak or protest or organize against the government. Of course. I'm just going to read a little more. Delhi police has taken cognizance of a toolkit document found on a social media platform that predates and indicates a copycat execution of a conspiracy behind the 26th of January. Oh, violence! The violence! So now it's just any protest, anything like that is going to be called violence. And that's it, And oh my God, you are a violent criminal. The call was to wage economic, social, and cultural and regional war against India, and of course, they can't have that. The toolkit tags it as a document meant to enable anyone unfamiliar with the ongoing farmers' protests in India to better understand the situation and make decisions on how to support the farmers based on their own analysis. And of course, that action is being criminalized because obviously this is something that they're trying to suppress, squash. They don't want to deal with it. They want it to go away. They do not want to be held to account. And this is how environmental activists are treated. It's just par for the course. 21-year-old climate activist Disha Ravi sent to 5 days police custody. Insane. And again, very frustrating. But we're going to be continuing to watch that case. And hopefully she gets out. Free Disha Ravi. Anyways, guys, I think that's about all I have for you today. Thank you all my rock finners for hanging out. Auto scrolls. People are talking about, yes, Kevin Shanaholzer, Biden will save the homeless with $1,400, and then they will be they will be able to pay their bills in full for 3 months with $1,400. That was yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna do a neorealism broadcast live stream on Rockfin exclusively in about 30 minutes. Okay, so I'll be there at noon. And thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. Until next time, peace.